Anna, welcome to the A-List podcast. I think, you're also an A, first of all. So you perfectly fit right into the podcast.
We always find them. Always find the A's out there.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited to talk to you guys.
I am too. And Kwani with them earrings, I'm sure the earrings are excited to have you here too.
See, you just always have something to say.
I can't help but just acknowledge the coordinated effort that you put forth today. The matching earrings with the top. You got the little queen dome action going on with the hair. Look at you.
I'm jealous. I know. I wish I knew we were glamming like that.
Anna made me feel overdressed, and now I regret everything. I'm gonna take my earrings off like halfway through.
No. See, that's when people think you're ready to fight. If you take the earrings off, we're not trying to fight here. We got none but love on here, none but love, and we got none but love for the Horford family. We're glad y'all back. Glad y'all back. What has it been like though? I mean, being back in the Celtics family, because it feels like you never really left, even though you were in Philly and OKC.
Yeah, I mean, we always kind of kept that connection with Boston. Me and especially my younger siblings, Maria and Josh, on Twitter, and just, being part of Weird Celtics Twitter and social media and stuff. We never really lost our love with Boston, but it's been so overwhelming, you guys. Like, I'm still getting tweets and messages from Bostonians who are like, welcome back. We love you guys. And the news broke on Friday. And I'm still getting messages from you guys. It's been so awesome.
I asked if you ever thought it would come full circle of Al coming back to Boston, or you guys somehow finding your way connected to the Boston area.
Okay, so no one's going to believe me, but I swear to you guys, I fully manifested this. You know how they say when you think a thought over and over and over again, it'll eventually come true. I never gave up on wanting Al back in Boston, and that's why I kept so close with people in Boston and media in Boston. I just had a feeling, but with the NBA, nothing's ever a sure thing. So we didn't know obviously 100%, but I was always hoping that we'd come back home.
What is it about Boston though that made it a place that you and the Horford family felt so good about? Because before he came to Boston, he was in Atlanta for a really long time. And I know that for a long period of time that was home, but he really didn't seem to have that kind of awkward transition from being there to being in Boston.
Yeah. So I have two questions for you in order to answer that question. Number one, have you been to Phillips Arena?
Oh, yes, many a time.
Okay, so you've been to Phillips Arena. Question number two, have you been to TD Garden?
Absolutely.
Oh, I knew she was going to go down that route.
It's a big difference, isn't it? We loved our time in Atlanta. Al was their franchise player. He was kind of their cornerstone. We had a really great team, especially in 2015. We had that 60-win team. And they always embraced Al. They were always great. But nothing can really match the passion of Boston sports fans and just the camaraderie and how much you guys welcomed us into the fold. That was a game changer. And so, I mean, that makes players like Al want to come back and want to play in Boston.
Yeah. And for me, it was funny when Al came to Boston, because I used to work in Michigan when Al was in high school in Grand Rapids. And so I've literally known of Al Horford since he was 16, 17 years old. And he was such a good dude. I mean, it was hard to find people that had something really bad to say about Al when he was coming up. And I damn sure tried. I'm just telling you right now. He seemed like he was just too good to be true. Why doesn't anyone have something bad to say about this dude?
Yeah. I mean, he's a really wholesome guy, especially for a basketball player, because you guys know the stereotypes and the lifestyle that a lot of these guys live and stuff. And Al is just the most wholesome, nerdy, born to be a dad kind of guy ever in the entire world. And so it was Grand Ledge, not Grand Rapids. And I know anyone who listens to this from Grand Ledge would be like, you have to say the right city.
It's right there, though.
Yeah, so
it's literally right there.
Yeah, it's a small town just west of Lansing. And, there are other basketball families in the area, like Magic Johnson's from here. Denzel Valentine's from here. So it's a really great area for basketball. And but yeah, Al's always just kind of been that kind of player.
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of his, and despite what some folks would say, there was nothing really average about your brother. We'll get into our good friend a little later, but I guess for what made you confident that things just might come full circle where he would be back in Boston, though?
I really feel like it comes down to him being such a solid fit with the team. Like, if you look at how he was, particularly with the young guys when he was on the Celtics, he was just such a great mentor and someone for those guys to look up to. And I think people like Brad really value that. And so not just that, but the way he produces as well. He is, you know, a big who can pass and he can play defense and he can get the offense going, which is something I know the Celtics kind of missed last season and whatnot. And so I think he's just hoping that he can just help out in any way he can.
Yeah. I mean, Al has been an awesome fit. Certainly will be an awesome fit now that he's back. And for us here at the A-List Podcast, we got an awesome fit too. And it's known as betonline.ag, which is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your sports action. Yes, baseball season is full swing, and we got the NBA playoffs still rolling along, as well as other sports. And you can get all the latest news, odds, and info for all your sporting needs, wants, and desires. Real-time updated odds and prop bets and almost anything and everything you can imagine. We need to get something on Kwani's attire going forward. Is she going to go the earrings or not earrings? We need to get some prop bets on that. Yeah, we need to get some action on that. But before the next pitch, head over to BetOnline on your laptop or mobile device. Take advantage of our 50% bonus with the promo code CLNS50. BetOnline, your online sportsbook experts. That is, without question, one of my favorite parts of the show every single week.
Finding a way to transition.
I'm like foaming at the mouth over that stuff every single week.
No, I know this was in your bio at one point, and I'm curious if it's still there.
We're there, Kwani. I know it. This is Wonder Twin Power activated. Hit it, Kwani.
So, how many times have you gotten mistaken for being Al's wife on social media?
I could not even.
How many dollars would you have if you got $1 for each one?
At least $100,000. Like, it's been absolutely insane. And you guys, Google is free. Like, it's free. So you can very easily go there and find Al's beautiful wife, as well as most of the rest of our family members. So yeah, not too difficult to research. So I'm not sure why so many people have such a hard time with it, but they always seem to.
Also, if you marry someone that looks exactly like him.
Wait, who looks exactly like him?
No, I'm saying it would be kind of weird. You guys all look alike. You have the same.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, a lot of people say that we look alike. I don't quite get as many compliments on like my eyes and my eyelashes as Al.
Yeah.
Just like when your brother gets more compliments on that than you, it makes you feel like not that great about yourself. That's another weird Celtics Twitter thing is that they're like, they love Al's eyes. They just find them so dreamy. And me and my sister over here, like, yeah, we're just chopped liver. It's fine. No big deal. Like, so yeah.
Yeah, Al and them damn eyelashes. I mean, I've literally seen the magnetism of those eyelashes at work in a media scrum where Al is talking and he'll say something and he'll be moving his head a little bit and their heads will be moving like as if they are absolutely in a trance. And I'm looking at that. I'm like, what the hell? And then I'm like, oh, okay.
I get it.
I get it now.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Here's the thing. I wanted to ask you, though, because you do get mistaken for Al's wife a lot, which I still haven't quite figured out. I can understand when he first came to town. I get it. You just don't know anything about him. But you've gone out of your way to make it clear that you are his sister. What I want to know is this. How does Al's actual wife feel about that? Because I know she's got to be wondering, like, y'all do know I'm a beauty queen, right? Yeah, like I'm literally a beauty queen.
Right. Yeah. No, I think she thinks it's funny. I mean, there are some times like still, and I don't know why, because Amelia and I don't look anything alike. Like obviously we're both Dominican and whatever, and we're both tall. We're about the same height. We're both about 6 feet tall. But like besides that, we look nothing alike. And she'll go to games and people will be like, "Oh my God, Anna," or like they think, you know, that she's me or I'm her. And I'm like, first of all, this is Miss Universe. I would never get mistaken. Like, I'm so surprised I'd ever get mistaken for someone that beautiful. And then second of all, like, I mean, it's just funny. We get mixed up all the time, especially like at games. And she's like, one time she was like, some fan came up to me and told me they really loved what I had to say on Twitter last night. And she's like, I wasn't on Twitter, so they must have meant you. Like, so that kind of stuff happens. But yeah.
I just find it so comical that they get y'all mixed up, because it reminds me, why? Just you're literally asking people to pay like a nanometer of attention to something that's pretty simple to figure out.
Yeah, I think it's because, honestly, not as many sisters are as vocal as I am in the NBA community. So when they see my last name, I think they just automatically assume I'm a wife, because wives are kind of a bit more in the spotlight and stuff. And not that many like siblings are. So I would say that's probably a big reason why.
To that point, though, did you start becoming that vocal sister? Because I don't know if it started when you were in Boston or in Atlanta, but you just blew up.
It started in the womb, Kwani.
I know that, in the womb.
We've always been so protective of each other. And, but yeah, I mean, especially like, and I was like that in Atlanta. I just didn't have like the followers or like, you know, the following that I do now. Right. So, I was just as loud back then as I am now. I just was kind of screaming more into the void. And now if I tweet something ridiculous, it ends up, you know, on ESPN, and they're like, oh, there she goes again. Crazy. But, so yeah, I don't know. It's just, especially when I got to Boston, I think just because the fan base, I think they almost respected like how gritty I can be and honest, and like, you know, if you come from my family, you come from me kind of thing. I think Boston like respects that. So I think that's why we've always kind of like gelled.
Yeah. And whenever I asked Al about that, because it is different when you have your sibling, you know, just swinging at anyone who's swinging for bro. And
we are very different people. Al and I are so different. Like, he would not handle things the way I handle them.
Yeah, and he has literally said those exact words. Well, you know, me and Anna, we are very different. We don't handle everything the same way, and that's great. That's how it should be. You shouldn't have cookie cutter siblings. Right. I know me and my sister, we're very different. So yeah, I get that.
It makes things exciting. It makes things exciting. So why not?
Absolutely.
You always have that feeling that would look out for the other anyway. I don't know if you guys have been following the WNBA and the Team USA Olympic roster, but Shanae Ogwumike had to go all out for her sister, Nneka, because she didn't make the roster. So she was like, I know she won't do this, so I'm going to do this. And you need siblings like that in an industry like that, I think, because if they're going to be the humble ones, who's going to speak up for them?
Exactly.
Absolutely. And again, it's so important to just frankly have a presence, because Al's so damn quiet and laid back, just want to go out there and play. Every now and then I want to see Al get angry. Every now and then.
He does sometimes. You guys have seen him like a little like feisty here and there. But you know what? I think he's always trying to like also set a good example. Right. Like, as like boring as that sounds, I think he's really trying to like show the young guys how to be like the ultimate professional. And that's not getting mad at every little thing, you know, because that's part of the game. Guys will try to get in your head. They'll try to piss you off. And like one of your biggest superpowers can be ignoring them.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not as fun to watch when they're.
Yeah. But you know what was fun for me to watch though? Whenever the Celtics would play the Sixers, and he's going up against Joel Embiid. And Joel is trying to get in his head. He's trying to hit him with a cheap shot. He's trying to pull out all the bags and all the tricks in the bag he got. And I was just like,
okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm. To see them on the same team freaked me out, and I ain't going to lie. It did not feel good.
Yeah, me too. I mean, they obviously like didn't gel together. But yeah, no, it was weird. Like, I would see Al in a 76ers jersey and I'd be like, like, did we get the wrong, like, dry cleaning today? Or, like, it's just weird. He looks so much better in green.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it took a minute for them to figure out, you're right, he's not a Sixer. He's not. And I'm frankly, I was cool with that. I was very cool with that when he left.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Brad Stevens in his new role, very different than obviously when Al was here, when he was his coach. But in his new role, the very first move of significance that Brad makes is bringing Al back. What does that mean? What does that mean to your family? Because obviously that was a decision that Brad, he knew this was going to be the beginning of his kind of, putting his stamp on this team. And to do that by bringing Al back, what does that mean to you and your family?
Yeah, I mean, I think it really speaks to Al's character. And I know that sounds like cliche coming from me as his sister, obviously, but coaches don't have to do anything or the front office doesn't have to do anything. So I feel like it just is a really big honor for Al, the fact that Brad wanted him back and that the Celtics brought him back. And I think, like I said, that really, really speaks to his character, the kind of person and player he is.
Yeah, absolutely. I was, because we had kicked around a bunch of different ideas and scenarios that the Celtics might want to do in terms of Brad's first major move. And this was one of them. But I just didn't think that Brad, to be candid with you, would pull the trigger that quick, that he would make it happen this fast. I mean, my goodness, we ain't even had a damn combine.
And I'd love for people to question that. I'd love for people to take a second, sit with that, and be like, he wouldn't just do this on a whim or willy-nilly or whatever. There's a reason for everything, and there's a reason for this. And, not to kind of take away from Philly, but maybe we just got to trust the process over in Boston.
Well, that process in Philadelphia is over.
Yeah.
The process is ended.
Our process is just beginning. So
there you go.
Mic drop that one.
Kwani.
Are you ready for some games?
What time it is. You know what time it is.
We have games on the podcast, so you now have to play them because you already are here. Are you ready?
I'm so down. Let's do it.
All right, so our first
what game are we playing today? Okay.
We're playing starting five. So I'm going to say 5 words or phrases, and you just give me the first person or thing that comes to mind when I say that phrase.
Oh, my God. I'm nervous.
It's okay. It's going to fly by. You won't even know what happened.
Okay, go.
So the first one.
Do I go first?
Yeah, you're gonna do all of them. I guess Sherrod can answer too, but I would rather hear your answers.
Okay.
I would rather hear her answer.
Right. So, favorite Celtic not named Al?
Jalen.
Ooh,
Celtics fan.
Good one.
Celtics fan?
What do you think of when you hear Celtics fans?
Crazy.
Brad Stevens.
Good coach. That's not one word.
It's okay.
Sixers fans.
Mean.
Lou Merlone.
I can't say the word on air. Okay. But I would say unprofessional.
Okay.
Ooh, I can roll with that. I can absolutely roll with that.
Starting 5
What's that?
in the book. I said her starting 5 are in the books.
I like that. I got a question about you. Why Jalen? I'm just curious. I love Jalen, but why? What's your reason for Jalen?
I feel like, first of all, he has so far to go, as far as where his game's going to go. Improvement and his ceiling is so high. And I love that he just always stays so chill and humble, and he's grounded. And I also really love that he is a player who's not afraid to speak out on social issues. He's a bit of an activist, which I really, really admire because, it's important if you're taking a stand as an athlete and you have the spotlight on you and stuff. And I've always just kind of vibed with him and stuff. And he's always just been super chill, down to earth, humble. And I think he's a great player as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And we would be remiss if we didn't talk about some of the things that you, Anna Horford, are involved with. And I'm thinking specifically about just advanced apathy and blueprint athletes. Could you tell us a little bit about those two things?
Yeah. So Advanced Apathy is a clothing line that our youngest brother, the youngest Horford brother, Josh, started. So you can follow Advanced Apathy on Twitter or Instagram, and he's got some really cool clothing and whatnot. It's a Black-owned small business, which I think is really important for, people to support. And then Blueprint Athletes is it's run by our oldest brother, John. He is the owner and founder. It's a basketball training app. And it's unlike any other app you've ever seen. It's amazing. And he has a code out right now. And of course, I can't remember the code. I think it's like Blue Team or something. But if you go to the Blueprint Athletes page, you can see it and you can get a free guide or a free month of Blueprint Athletes. But it's really cool because John was a professional basketball player as well. A lot of people don't realize that. And he's basically taken everything he's learned from some of the best coaches in the country, put it into an app. And, you can track stats and you can track your personal game and there's a ton to it. So it's amazing. And then of course I have the Horford Happy Hour podcast on CLNS Media. Had to plug that as well.
Right on this network.
Yes, on this network. So look out for my next season of that. And hopefully I'll be able to host an event in Boston. Kwani went to one that I hosted with Cedric Maxwell a couple seasons ago, which was really, really fun.
That's funny.
So hopefully we can do that sometime soon again.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I may have to give my man Nick Gelso a call and see if Nick can make that happen.
We should do a collab. Look, I'm just stealing your shine. We should do an A-list.
She is absolutely
collaboration event.
Oh my gosh, that would be so fun. I would love.
I knew Kwani was going there.
I got to market everybody in it.
Yeah, we can make it a big deal. We'll have all the siblings come out. It'll be so fun.
I love happy hour.
Yeah. And of course we'll have happy hour. I got a little too lit with Cedric last time, but I've learned from my mistakes.
Yes.
Well, see, if you've got family around, that's okay because family got your back. They'll make sure that you don't. Family got your back.
Yeah, she ain't do nothing crazy. I can attest to that.